Hey guys, welcome back to, I think this is part 4 of our Volkswagen Get It Back on the Road series. We are working hard today. A lot of stuff going on in the interior, a couple other projects happening, but the big thing is we got to get that engine in the back. All right, this project has been coming along really well. You can click a link up in the corner for the playlist of all the other episodes we've done of getting the engine ready to go in, getting some interior work done. We've got new tires for it because those tires don't belong to me. And he's been busy getting the carpet kit installed on the inside. More to come with that. Today, here's what we got to do though. This is my project. We've got to get this engine inside that hole. And it shouldn't be that hard. Man, it'd be easy if I had a 2-post lift though. We could just, or even a 4-post, right? Lift that sucker up, roll the engine under, set it down. But we don't, so we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way, or as whatever way makes sense. Basically gonna jack the car up as much as we have to, put this thing on a floor jack, slide it underneath, let the car down, jack the engine up. A little both at a time there. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Well, this is why projects take so long, is that sometimes you're just grinding along, killing it, having a good time, and it comes to a screeching halt. But to get this motor under the car, we have to jack it way up. So I got the front up pretty far, and I was lifting the back, trying to figure out, and I noticed this. This thing has 2 motor mounts that really are transmission mounts, transaxle mounts that bolt to the motor. Anyway, it doesn't matter what, let's get scientific or not, they're broken. That should be attached and be one piece. That should be one piece. So, until we can source some new motor mounts for this thing, it does no good to put the motor in the car. So we're gonna get busy on that. We'll continue on some other projects, get as much done as we can. This is gonna put us really close to crunch time. I don't like that. Hey guys, next day, we're back. Still trying to get the engine in the old Volkswagen, but we just had that issue with the broken motor mounts. We discovered they were broken. Doing a little research on that, my dad, who did a bunch of Volkswagen stuff back in the day, recommended solid mounts. I piddled with the broken ones a little bit there. I thought, I could take these and I could probably do some project stuff and, weld another piece of metal in on the side, although it seems real thin here. Anyway, I was going to trim into solid mounts. But then I just jumped on Amazon real quick and found a set on Amazon, overnight shipping. So we just kind of quit a little bit early last night. I hit the button on those. They were here this morning on my porch when we walked out the front door. So I've got new motor mounts to go on the Volkswagen. They're not solid, they're rubber, but we'll give it a shot. I'm sure any issues with chattering on a clutch probably had to do with these 2 broken motor mounts than they did with the just rubber. So we'll try it, we'll put them in there. Hopefully it works. Hopefully I don't have to eat those words later if the clutch gives us issues. Well, that wasn't too hard. New motor mounts bolted into place. Everything's torqued down. So that looks good. Now we're just about ready to stick this engine, slide it under there. There's a few things I want to do to make our lives easier before we put the engine in. One is to make sure my throttle cable's all ready, and we'll lube it and get it kind of ready. And when the engine's going in, we'll poke it through. The other one is our fuel line. We have to go ahead and blow this thing out. We'll clear it, make sure it's good. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put a fuel filter in, probably back there where you can access it underneath. And I've heard different theories on this. The big one being, you don't want your fuel filter back here just on the engine with all the heat and everything, because then you end out dripping, or your fuel filter leaks or whatever, and it gets on the heat from the engine, and anyway, you start a fire. So I will probably put my fuel filter in back in about right there where I can get up underneath the car and do it. All right, I'm a little bit of a one-man band right now. So I've got a paper towel kind of set up here, got my fuel hose shoved in it. I'm gonna go around front, stick a little brake clean, shove it through first, and then hit it with a compressed air and let it blow out in there and see how much junk comes out. Got a little help up there now, so looks like I might have blown some brake clean and some junk out of there. Let's see how it goes with the air. Okay, son, whenever you're ready, hit it. Okay. Well, that looks pretty disgusting. Looks like somebody blew some diarrhea out on my hand.
Ew.
Why don't you try that again, bud?
Alright. Here we go.
Yeah, that's good. All right, we're gonna do that a few more times. A couple more brake cleans, a couple more air, and hopefully clean that line out. All right, Annie changed the spark plugs in the engine while we had it down there. Figured that was easier to do on the ground than in the car. And then she helped me out. We got our new fuel line run with the filter back there. Trying to keep the fuel filter off the engine where the heat is and all that, fire prevention. We lubed up our throttle cable, double checked everything. New motor mounts are in. Our throwout bearings installed, greased on the transmission. Wires out of the way. Whew, we had to come in here and build a fuel line because there wasn't one. And so I got on the internet, and it seems like to all the Volkswagen guys out there, there are as many ways to run a line to the carburetor as there are carburetors out there. So this is what we did. I scrounged around and found an old fuel line off of my Jeep that we didn't use after the V6 swap. Anyway, that line's gonna run around there, and we'll fine tune it once it's in the car. But we wanted it run so we didn't have to do all that work while it's hanging in the back of the car here. Our tin is set up on the rear, I guess our firewall tin. Let's stab it in there. What do you think? Let's do it. All right, kiddo. So we try not to make this look like a clown show here. Here's the deal. We have one floor jack. We've got to get the engine on the floor jack so we can manipulate it and maneuver it underneath the car. And it's got to stay as low as possible so it'll go underneath. Then, once it's under the car, we've got to put the engine on blocks, let it rest there, and then go around and jack up the car and start letting the car down on top of the engine. And then we got to go back under it with the jack and lift it back up into the car. You ready for this? All right, here goes nothing. Sweating like a fat guy here. All right, we have the engine almost inside the car. It's pretty much inside. This is how much we lack here, which we're gonna get. We just gotta fix our rubber bushing here, the whatever you call it around the edge there. And then we gotta get it to, we'll have to jiggle it to get it to line up on the transmission tail shaft. But with a little jiggling and a little figuring, we'll be able to get in there and tighten some bolts up and have these mated together. Can you kick flip it?
No.
All right, man, check it out. We are so stoked because we have 4 bolts tightened down that attach this engine to the transmission. We even pushed it back and forth with it in gear. Engine turns, pushing the clutch. Engine does not turn, so the clutch is functional. It's all engaged right. Oh man, we are super excited because, well, engine's in the car. It's a big day. All right, we've got to do a little bit of piddling with some stuff here. We're going to decide what we do next. Oh man, looked like I've been laying underneath that car because I got the volunteer to get the bottom bolts on the engine. So we've got it bolted in here, and I think what we just decided is that we're going to try to hook up enough stuff on this engine to see if we can make it run tonight. Just make some noise. It'll be loud. We're not going to have the right fuel system because our gas tank's still out. It needs to be cleaned up and installed. But if we can run a fuel hose to a can, we'll be able to test the fuel pump, distributor, carburetor, and most importantly, see if that engine's good or if it's going to sit there and bang and rod knock or something like that. I'd like to find that out now before we put all the tin in and all the heater vents and blah, 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 blah. So what do we need to make this thing run here, Annie? Obviously a distributor and a carburetor, which I will pull those out of the boxes. We have brand new ones to go in. Get those in. We need a couple of wires and a battery. So I have to steal a battery out of I don't know, maybe we can go over there to the Nova or something, pull the battery out of it. We'll see how hard this is. If we think we can knock this out before dinner, we'll bring you back and maybe make some noise with this. All right, guys, we've got, we just patched together a few things on the car. We got a carburetor on, the vacuum lines, put the distributor in. I think we have it set on top dead center, even though it doesn't make sense for which plug wire, what I remember on Volkswagens, but I think it is. We put a battery in it. I think we're going to try to crank it and see if this thing will crank over, maybe make a little noise. It's going to be really loud when it starts, but don't tell anybody. We'll see what happens. Okay, you want to give it a little crank for us here, kiddo? Hop in the car. I got your throttle, okay? Just make sure it's in neutral.
Okay.
And then the first time, just kind of tap the starter trigger and let off. Okay?
I get to sit in here.
Okay.
Okay. Am I in neutral right now?
I think so. Here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should go first, back, then neutral, right there. Okay? Okay? Just see if it'll crank over. Okay. All right. She'll crank. We put a little bit of gas down in the, see if I can get the bowl filled up.
My seat.
All right, kiddo. You ready to give her a little crank?
Yeah.
Try it, see what she does. Try her again. Again. Now. Hit it. Hang on.
That smells like peanut butter.
Try it again. All right. She made noise. Well, that's always a big win on the first run, and I didn't hear anything rattling and banging and like it's going to blow up. She might have a little smoke need to be cleared out. Good. Well, I think we should try to make it run a little bit longer than that. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Try it again. Try it again. Try it again. It's using up all the gas in it. Hang on. Let me put a little gas down the carburetor.
Is it because I'm not pressing the clutch or something? Is that how it gets started?
I don't know. Try pressing the clutch.
Okay.
We're gonna run up and get gas for his
Okay.
Hey, you ready?
No.
Okay.
Okay, don't put it in gear though, okay?
Okay.
All right, give it a shot, kiddo. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Fire in the hole. Go for it. That's running itself out of gas, not pulling gas up yet. Let me, hang on, let me make sure we're in the tank over here, okay? And put a little bit down here. Now that might not be enough, but you can give it a shot, go for it. Yeah, she's not pulling it up from this gas can yet. Okay, Andy, let's do it, kiddo. Yeah, she runs. It's not pulling fuel yet, but it runs. Put her down. All right, kiddo, we did pretty good today, huh? Before we sign off, I want to show you guys the carpet update because we've just kind of been showing this as we go along. Annie has just been killing it in here. Looking pretty good, huh? Discovered that there's some kind of metal thing that goes right there, which we don't have. I learned about. We'll figure that out. We might make one out of wood. Anyway, carpet's coming along. That is out of my Model A. That battery is. That's all right. What did we learn? What's broken?
The fuel line.
Fuel pump?
Fuel pump.
Yeah, we think the fuel pump's bad because it never did put gas to the carburetor, and we cranked it and I put my finger over it lightly. There was nothing happening on either port of that fuel pump. So I think that is a culprit as to why this probably stopped running a long time ago, or who knows what. Anyway, we made it run, we made it make some noise, huh? All right, well, we sure appreciate you guys following along on this episode. This is an exciting one. We've been trying to get this engine in and get it running, and we did, and I'm so glad. Hey, we're wrapping this one up, so make sure you hit subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so that the algorithm will keep popping these things back up. If you haven't done so, go check out my playlist of Volkswagen. All my Volkswagen stuff is in there together. And if you don't like this one, you can bounce around and see some of the Model A build, the Jeep build, hot rod stuff, racing, some other stuff we've done. Anyway, thanks for following along. Please come back, watch another video. See you next time. Okay, Annie, let's do it, kiddo. Yeah, she runs. It's not pulling fuel yet, but it runs.